I recently had the opportunity to attend an event. There were people there who were in the same profession that I'm in, and then there were people there from other professions too. For some reason, though, I ended up having two conversations with people about work. Both of the people that I spoke to were interested in doing something else. They're very into their work. They enjoy the work, but they're sort of worn out and tired, and they want to have more free time. Let me talk about the first person because we do the same kind of work. This person surprised me to say that the person was really tired of the work, tired of some of the issues related to the work, and was really ready for a break and ready to do something else. I would never have guessed it looking at this person because this person promotes the type of work that this person does. The person is always smiling and seems happy, and it gives you a good indication of how we present ourselves, how we try to look like everything's okay when it's not, when we would really rather be doing something else and we would rather be someplace else. Let me talk about a couple of statistics here that I'm looking at online from different sources. One is from Apollo Technical. It says in the U.S., 65% of employees are satisfied with their jobs, with 20% being passionate about their jobs. Satisfied. Who wants to be just satisfied with their job? For instance, if you go out to eat, do you want to just be satisfied with the food? How much do you want to pay for the food if you're just satisfied? Don't you want to walk away from the table thinking, wow, that was pretty good? If you go to the dentist or to the doctor, do you just want to be satisfied with their work? Or do you want to feel like they do a pretty good job? You want to feel very satisfied. I don't know that 65% of employees saying they're satisfied is a good way of looking at this, because satisfaction is subjective and it really doesn't sound like people are very happy in those jobs. Let me go back and talk about the second person that I had a conversation with. This person was talking about taking this person's expertise and becoming a consultant. This person knew someone who had taken their expertise, was now having contracts with other parties, and was using subcontracted labor to perform that work instead of doing it. It freed up time for this person to travel, go to events and places, because the person is really just making sure that the subcontractors are doing the work and that the work gets done in a timely fashion like it should be. And then the main contractor is making money off of the subcontractors. This person was telling me, I'm looking at this thinking this is something I want to do. And the person I was speaking to felt some kind of way about it. I'm not even sure if I know how to describe it very well, but it sounded like it was something this person was really considering. The person has the kind of skill set that can go anywhere. The person could probably be in another country and still provide some of these services in a remote kind of way. There's services that could be provided via Zoom if the person's giving oversight and detailed information. So I can imagine that the person could do the work from just about anywhere and could be a consultant. But it brings me back to why people start side hustles, why people want to do other things, why I myself am doing this podcast and sharing with you some of the decisions that I'm making. around making money in a different kind of way. And that is to not necessarily have to work directly with clients. I do that a lot, but it can be draining to some extent. It's not that it's a bad thing. My clients aren't bad people or anything like that. It's just that I'm worn out. All of those interactions on a daily basis can take a lot out of you. I would almost prefer to have my own projects, do my own work, or have people subcontracted under me to a small extent. But I think I really just want to do my own work. Part of that, though, means that I have to do it in a way that's scaled up because there are only 24 hours in a day. I'm going to talk about that in another podcast because I recently had a conversation with a business consultant who really went over some steps that I could take to sort of change things. I had this conversation with her and told her, hey, my birthday is coming up and I would totally like to change what I'm doing for a living. I've been doing this for quite a long time and it's time for something else. I'm really tired and really worn out. And you only get one life, so give me an opportunity to try some other things. So we had a really long conversation about some of the steps that I could take. I'm going to continue doing this podcast and a lot of the other online and digital services and products that I'm working on. But what she really spoke to me about really made sense in terms of scaling up and scaling up faster. So we will see where that goes. Now back to the colleagues or peers that I was having those conversations with, especially the first one. The first one, like I said, is doing great things. I always see the person sharing on social media. And it does make me wonder, to what extent are we presenting our happy selves all the time when we really aren't that happy in our jobs? And we really would rather be doing other things. Part of it is making enough money to be able to have the freedom to do things that you want to do when you want to do them. And that's really what it comes down to, whether it's taking a trip or paying for summer camp for your kids. Those are things that you want to do, but you have to have money to do them. So a lot of people are looking at changing jobs. A lot of people are now on YouTube. When I first started my second YouTube channel, and it had more to do with the kind of work that I do in my 9 to 5, there weren't a lot of people on YouTube doing that. And it was very frustrating because people that I worked with were sort of like, why are you doing that? Why are you on YouTube even considering that? And it was sort of frowned upon. And now here it is a few years later, and nobody gives it a second thought. I feel to some extent that I may be behind the ball on this, but we will see how it goes. Excuse me. And as you know, this is a very informal podcast. I'm sharing with you background data and information, and then also my personal thoughts. So hopefully, if you're trying to figure out what your job is going to be in the future, whether or not you're still going to keep doing the thing that you're doing, or whether or not you're saying, no, I'm leaving that. And that's why I'm listening to you, to try to hear what's going on with other things that I can be doing to make money. Maybe while you still work, you do some things on the side until you build it and can leave completely. I wish you all the best. Don't forget to leave some comments and let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks, and don't forget to like or subscribe or hit the notification bell or follow, depending upon where you are listening to this podcast. Thanks.